Hello there, and in this video I'll show you how I mod and how to make Hearts of Iron 4 modding more effective with AI. And I feel like Hearts of Iron 4 community is not making real use of AI right now. And so first, I want to talk a bit about Hearts of Iron 4 modding in general. If you have modded this game for some time, then you already know that Hearts of Iron 4 modding takes a lot of time. And modding is not inherently hard, but it's just really time consuming, right? And that brings me to my mod, Chaos Redux. Chaos Redux is a very large mod, and I have put a huge amount of work into it. There are tons of files, tons of systems. There are thousands of lines of code, right? And if I had to do every single part of it manually, well, with no help at all, with no AI help at all, I would honestly go crazy, right? And so yes, I use AI, and AI is actually very capable. But of course, you cannot just open ChatGPT and expect it to build something for you right away, right? That is not how it works. There's what's called agentic coding. So right now, the two main popular options are Claude Code and OpenAI Codex, right? And I use Codex because in my experience, it is the most capable one, and it has been the best for Hearts of Iron 4 modding specifically, right? And so, how do we set up a Hearts of Iron 4 project for agentic coding? Well, first, it depends on your operating system. So if you are on Mac or Linux, then it's pretty straightforward. But if you are on Windows, then you should create a WSL environment, right? Basically, an Ubuntu Linux environment inside Windows, right? Now, Codex also has Windows support now through the Codex app, so that is worth noting. But I'm less sure about Claude, but in general, I still suggest using WSL on Windows because, well, it gives you a much cleaner and more efficient environment, right? So what I suggest is that you keep your actual mod project inside WSL, right? And then create a symbolic link, a symlink, so that your Hearts of Iron 4 mod folder points to that project folder. So if I open that folder right now, it will point me to the WSL folder. That way, the game sees the mod normally, but your coding environment stays where it should be, right? So you don't have to always copy changes to some other place, right? There are plenty of tutorials on how to set up WSL2, so I'll link one in the description. So once you have that set up, I also strongly suggest creating a GitHub repository for your mod, if you haven't done that already. So there are a lot of reasons for that. I mean, obviously, you want version control. You can track changes, go back if something breaks, right? And work much more safely in general, in case your agent, for example, screws up, right? So once you have the GitHub repo and you have cloned it into your WSL, and you have set up the symlink, then you can test if your mod runs. So as you can see, my mod works perfectly with this setup. And just in case, I'll mention that you also want to run your Hearts of Iron 4 in debug mode, right? So you add this debug thing right here. So for that, you have to create a shortcut of the executable file and then edit the properties, right? Now, I do not know what model you want to use, Codex or Claude, but the general process is similar, right? So first install the CLI, just go to the official website, right? So in Codex's case, that means installing the CLI, logging in with your OpenAI account, and making sure you have an active plan. And yes, this is not free. If you want an agentic model, you're going to have to pay for it. And the upside of using OpenAI instead of Claude, in my opinion, is that the subscription also gives you access to better ChatGPT usage, which is nice. And in my experience, Codex has also better value, especially if you care about getting more done for less money. So once you are logged in and set up, then we can actually start doing agentic coding. Now here's the big problem. The AI does not really know Hearts of Iron 4 properly. It does not know the syntax well enough by default. It will hallucinate things, and it will confidently write incorrect script. So how do we fix that? How do we make AI generate script that is correct, that actually works? So, well, first, we want to use VS Code, right? And if you're not already using it, and if you are on Windows with WSL, then open the project through WSL inside VS Code. So you can see the indicator right here. And then we want to install some of the extensions that help with Hearts of Iron 4 modding. And I will link the ones I use in the description, right? Now, most importantly, you're going to need an agents markdown file, right? This file is basically your instructions to the coding agents for how it should work inside your project, right? And in our case, this matters a lot because without good instructions, the agent will make the same mistakes again and again. So in that file, you write the common rules it should follow, the things it should avoid, the coding standards you want, the naming conventions you use, the structure of your project, how it should read references, how it should document new systems, and so on and so forth. So this is the template of the agents markdown file that I created for you. So as you can see here, it says that the agent must read the wiki and other necessary documentation files. But how do we get the wiki, right? So you probably know that there is the Paradox wiki, right? And so we can't access the wiki from the internet directly. So I made offline markdown snapshots of the wiki. And I will link those wiki files in the description, along with the template file. And another good idea is to copy your Hearts of Iron 4 vanilla game files into your Ubuntu environment near your mod project. The game will not run from there, but the point is that your agent can read those files and use vanilla as a reference. So this way it doesn't have to go to the Windows directory directly from the WSL. So it's much safer that way, and it can access those files much more quickly, right? So just copy the game files and put them directly here. And if you want, you can also copy over other mods that you respect, or your own older project, so the agent can study those too and reuse good patterns. So the agents file lists all the mistakes AI tends to make. So for example, using incorrect operators, right? And so this file really is invaluable. Without it, you couldn't really do anything. This file has been shaped by almost a year of experience with agentic Hearts of Iron 4 modding that I've had, so it covers most of the things that really need to be covered and beyond. And of course, you can still add your own rules over time. In fact, you should. An agent's file does not usually stay static, right? It evolves as your workflow evolves, right? So there are now also MCP servers. What are those? Basically, there are external tools your agent can use. So I'm not going to explain every single technical detail here, but in practice, they expand what the agent can do and what resources it can access. And some of the useful MCP servers that I use are Markdownify, Pandoc, and DuckDuckGo search, right? The point is that you can give the agent tools which it can reliably use, but it's also important to not go crazy with them, because MCP servers tend to fill up the context window and burn tokens. So be mindful of that. So now there are also what's called skills. So a skill is basically a usable instruction set for a specific kind of task. So for example, in Chaos Redux, I have a skill for event creation, right? That means when I tell the agent to add a new event or improve an existing event, it already has a structured set of instructions for how to do that properly. And you can make skills for whatever you want, really. Events, decisions, interface, localization, anything really. You can also use some general purpose skills. So for example, like skills for Excel table editing or brainstorming skills and so on. So the point is that you do not want the model to solve everything from scratch every time. You want to give it structure, context, and repeatable patterns, right? So my point is that if you want AI to be actually useful for Hearts of Iron 4 modding, you need a proper setup. So a clean project, version control, right? Lots of references, a solid agents file, maybe some MCP servers, maybe some skills, and then a good workflow inside the VS Code, right? And there are many more tricks I use that I did not talk about in this video. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them. And if you have suggestions for how to make this kind of agentic coding even better, I would like to hear those too. So join my Discord server, share your thoughts there, and yeah. So if all of this information in this video for you was new, then well, I kind of think you are late to the party, because well, AI is not doing so well right now. The costs are up. There are much harsher limits, and models are getting dumber instead of smarter, right? They are trying to make them more cost effective, right? For example, like a month ago, the limits on the Plus plan was basically the same as the on this Pro plan right now. So basically, the Plus plan became the Pro plan, right? And the Plus is now just much more limited now than it was before. You run out of tokens really, really quickly, and it's basically unusable, right? And the AI companies are in a huge deficit, actually. They consume a lot of energy, and because of that, they're actually losing a lot of money. And well, they are alive only because of investors, right? And when this AI bubble bursts, right, AI will not be so freely accessible anymore, and we will not be doing so well anymore, depending on your view, on your point of view, of course. But AI companies, investors, and developers, and people and systems that rely on AI, they're going to have a hard time, right? And on the bright side, yes, there will be less generative slop, and many people could get their jobs back. But I mean, they never really lost their jobs. It's just the job evolved and they failed to adapt, in my opinion. But if they lost their job and cry about it, then it's their problem. But anyways, and so people will have to use Chinese open source LLMs, which right now are not nearly as good as the closed source models. But my point is that enjoy AI as much as you can right now until it's too late. Don't take it for granted, because days are numbered. The costs and limits will be much worse with time, right? So this month already, it got much worse. And I feel kind of guilty, actually, that I didn't use AI as much as I could have, because I took it too much for granted. But now I really try to make most of it, right? And anyway, I hope that this video will make HOI4 modding faster, so that modders can focus on things that actually matter, like the lore and everything, and not focus on the technical details as much. And yeah, so again, you can find the template agents file and the offline paradox wiki files in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And in the next video, I will show a workflow I made for generating HOI4 style portraits. So you can take a portrait of a person and turn it into HOI4 style while still keeping the person recognizable. So that would be interesting. So thanks for watching. Like this video if you found it interesting, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos.